Crewton Ramone's House of Math, which is getting better because of my girl Tuesday. All right, so first what do? We just got done building a whole bunch of squares and rectangles and stuff like that, and you had to count out the sides and then do. Okay, and then we just built a whole bunch of squares, and you had to count them. And now we just figured out, and we'll go in and we'll put something cool on the board for the testimonial about how you just got 100. Okay, you see the one fits?
Yeah.
Obviously. All right, so 100
and 21.
21 is an what kind of square?
A square.
An 11 square. It's 11 squared, and 121. The square root of 121 would be one side. Any side. Once I know one side of a square, I know all about the square because all the sides are the same, right? So the square root of 121 is
11.
11. What's the next one going to be?
$144.
Stick the 4 in there just for fun. Just for fun. Not 4. You got the 4. You already got the 4, Bill. Really? Were you going to try and stick this 4 in there?
Shut up.
All right. 144 square root is?
40. Hold on. 12.
Don't panic because the camera's on. 12. 12 both ways. 12 times 12 is 144. What do you think about the next one? What'd you do with my block? Give me my blocks. You put them all the way over there. I can't reach them.
It's because I was organizing.
I understand. Oh, I see. So organized. Now it's going to fit in the corner. Stick it in there. Now what do I have? A 13 square. 13 squared is?
163.
If you can count 3 there, I'll give you a prize.
1, 2, 3.
3 threes, that's good. Okay, you should get a prize for some kind of creativity just for that, but I got 3 threes there. And 3 threes is?
9.
9, okay. So what do I have?
169.
169 is?
13 squared?
And the square root of 169 would be?
13.
There you go. All right, next. What do you think's next?
80.
80. Good. What goes in the corner?
This thing.
Yep.
Both hands for this one. 100.
Oh, sun's coming out. It's nice.
Yeah. 180.
Try again. Well, okay. Well, you keep going. 180. We got that far, but I got 16 here, so it's not going to be 80 anymore.
96.
196. Good. So, 14 squares, 196. Square root of 196 is?
14.
All right. Get this guy out of here. Look what we're doing. Look at this. See, now with the little kids, I would point out the addends here, but I don't need to do that with you.
200.
Mm-hmm.
And 25.
There you go. And that is what squared?
15.
15 squared. So 225, square root of 225 would be?
15.
15. Can see it, right? And we can see it's 100. And just as a little side note, can you see I can reshape it like that?
Yeah.
And then now I have that. So it's 225. Is that easy?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit more. We're going to take a side step here. And I'm going to say, what if I just did 15 squared, and of course this is just 5 squared, right?
Right.
So we're going to talk about numbers that end in 5 and how to square them.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to have a 25 square. And look, here's another one. Reach under there, just saw another one. Isn't there another one down there?
Yeah, right here.
There you go, bam. Get that out of the way. It's got feathers on it. Alright. Oh, gotta get higher. And then I need this, and I need one of these. Yep, and I need that. Look how fast and easy these things make it. And now I really do have to count out. I have no choice but to count out. Give me 5 of those. Or 4 more of them, anyway. Okay, so 225 or excuse me, 225. 25 squared. You see that this is still just going to go in the corner?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see what I'm going to do to make it easy to count? Watch what I'm going to do to make it easy to count. I do enjoy the light. It's pretty fun. Oh, look. And if I had some more 100 squares, which I do, but I just don't feel like getting up and getting them, I could put 100 square there and 100 square there. Do you see that? I just reshaped it. So do you see now that when I take 25 squared, that'd be the same thing as 2 times 3 to get the 6, 25?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, because like I saw this, and I knew that both of these were going to be 10s.
All right. So we built it, and we can see it, right? And you can get your hands on it, and you can see it, right? You can see that what we're doing here, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's pile these guys and get them out of the way. And we're going to draw pictures from here on out. Where's your pen?
Right.
All right, so write down, what did we just do? We did right here, right? 5 squared. Down around cap, yep. Okay, and right, 15 squared. Okay, so, oh wait, and equals what?
Wait, 5 squared?
Yeah. 5 times 5.
25.
There you go, put it there. Okay, and then I want 15 squared. What was that? You remember? We just did it a second ago.
I know.
1 times 2 is what?
1 times 2, 2.
Mm-hmm. 200, and what's 5 squared?
25.
Mm-hmm. All right, now give me 25 squared, which is one we just built. Equals. How many hundreds do we have?
6.
Mm-hmm. 2 times 3, right? And then the 25. That's what those Vedic guys were doing. All right, so then how about 35 squared? Well, we could build it, but I don't want to. What would I do? Well, I'm gonna, do you see that in your mind? I'm just gonna reshape it. I reshaped this to make it 2 times 3. I'm gonna reshape this to make it 3 times 4. What's 3 times 4?
16.
3 times 4.
12.
Mm-hmm. I'm so sad you never learned that song. You never catch a 4 out to lunch, eating peanuts or drinking punch. You never catch a 4, but they do plenty. All 4s do is tell you how many. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. All 4s do is tell you how many. 24, 28, 32, 36. 4s count for you. I'll teach it to you. All right. Even if you watch my little boys when they were first doing it, like when they were 4 and 5, and we were doing problems, doing stuff like this, you could actually hear them humming, right? And hear them humming the songs, whether it was the 3 song or the 4 song or the 8 song or whatever, right? Because that's how they keep it in their heads.
I got the first half down, just not the
second half. And that's why he burned that. Remember that you got in trouble for that, telling that little girl to go back to kindergarten? Because when she told him he can't count by 4s? Because he could count, right? Songs. That's why. That's where that came from. Anyway, all right, so 12. What do you think is going to go there?
5.
Really, you think we're going to go from a 625 back to 125? It's this part. I'll draw you a picture in a second.
1,225.
There you go. Now here's what happened. Is what I have there is, I'm just going to draw this, right? Do you see it? Those are hundreds now.
Mm-hmm.
And can you see that there'd be a half there, half there, half there? Because that'd be, right, 35, and it'd be half, half, half there, 35.
Yeah.
Using my imagination, right?
Right.
So I have this. Those are 50s. Those are these things, right? Okay, well, I just pick these babies up, put them over here, and what do I wind up with? That's your 12. And then in the corner, I still have my 25. See how it works?
Yeah.
All right, so let's do 45 squared. Right, my upside down writing is almost as good as your right side up writing. So what's 4 times 5?
20. 25.
Get it?
Yep.
So now, if you can remember that, we can do it every time.
Yeah.
Anything that ends in 5, super easy to square it, right?
Right.
Okay, now, next step that I want to say is, look, if I take 0.5, if I take 1.5, what's 1.5? That's half of 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1.5 squared would be 2.25, right?
Mm-hmm.
2.5 squared. What's 2.5 times 2?
half times 2?
Mm-hmm.
A whole.
Half times 2 is a whole. 2 and a half. 2 and a half of 1. 2 and a half of 1. What would I have?
For 2 of them?
2
Mm-hmm.
and a half of 1. Plus 2 and a half of 1. How many would I have?
6.
If you can count 6 there, I only have a half there and a half there. How do I get to 6?
5.
5. There you go. Okay, so half of 5, and you can look at it too. There's my 5. If I cut this baby in half right there, gee man, how come the blocks are always dirty?
2 and a half and 1.
You see it? And then if I take 5 and divide it by 2, I get 2 and a half. So 2 and a half, and then I square it, what do I get?
6.25.
Right. Okay, this is what we're basically doing is wax on, wax off. You don't know why we're doing this, but it's an important thing to know.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm going to show you very shortly why it's important to know this. Right?
Right.
Okay. Now, 3.5 squared. 12.25. 4.5, which is half of 7, which is half of...
4.
What's 4 and a half half of?
4 and a half.
What's half of it? Yeah, or 2 times 4 and a half. What would I have?
10.
2 times 5 is 10. That's why. See, and that's what I mean. You missed this. It's a whole. You skipped over it. So 4 and a half plus another 4 and a half would be how much? How many there?
8.
And what's a half and a half?
9.
There you go. But what's a half and a half? Every time. 1. There you go. Okay. 20.25. 20.25. Nothing hard about it. Right? Okay, so squaring numbers like that. Okay, so now, if I want to play a game called Let's Complete the Square, I can. And we'll come back to making big square numbers another day, because we're already unbelievably running out of time. Okay, so now I'm going to take something and I'm going to use my imagination and I'm going to say, look, I have x squared.
Okay.
Okay, and for the first ones, we're not going to have to use our imagination. We're going to just do it.
Alright.
So let's say I have x squared. I'll take that already. X squared plus 2x plus what would complete the square?
1.
Very good. You see that? Definitely 1 completes the square. And can you see that this would now be an x plus 1 squared?
Yes.
And can I see that the square root of x squared, 2x, and 1 is x plus 1? All right. Now what? Now I'm going to get bigger. What if I did 4x? What would complete the square?
4.
Build it. You are correct. Go ahead, bust my camera. Go ahead.
Oops. Oh my gosh, I am a train wreck. Whatever, you get the point.
What? What's hard? Yes, we do get the point. All right, so now, what do I have? I have x plus 2 squared, right?
Right.
All right, I'm going to change this. Oh, we're going to come up. I'll tell you what, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come up to 8. I'm going to skip 1. Now it's going to complete the square. Put it in there. You are correct again. And that would be an x plus, oops, 4 square. See that? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to skip up even more. What if I do 12x? What will complete the square? Yep. Sure. Could have grabbed the 6, but who cares? What's going to go there?
12.
Huh? I'm sorry, I did not understand you. Could you please repeat yourself? Oh, he's counting. I see you counting. That was Pigeon English. In pigeon, heh.
38.
Means, if you can count 38, count it again.
12.
Show me how it's 38.
12.
Mm-hmm.
24.
Uh-huh.
Plus 12.
Is?
38.
Mm-hmm. How am I getting... You fumbled on the 1 yard line.
36.
36, there you go. Stick it in there.
6 times 6, 36.
6 times 6 is 36, yes. And you're right, 12, and another 12, and another 12. Think about it in your mind, too, if you're doing it that way ever again, as long as you live. Right? These are 10s. Dot, 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 dot. See the 36? Uh-huh. And 12 more, the 48, and 12 more. Right?
Yeah.
And 12 more, and 12 more. How many this way?
70.
70, and then how many would be over here? This is 12 this way. What's 2 times 7?
14.
So can you see it really is 70 plus 14, which is the same
84.
thing as 84. There you go. Counting by 12s. All right. Back to this. So now we had, where did we go? We did 12x, and you completed the square with 36. And we figured out that that should be x plus 6 squared. Correct?
Correct.
Everybody's happy? Mostly? Okay. Now! Dun dun dun! I only have 7, but I still want a square. I must uncover this. What's half of 7? Pick one of these.
Half of 7?
Mm-hmm.
2.5.
Unbelievably. Just to this, you're gonna have a lot of journaling to do in a minute. And where my 5 did I put the line on? Oh, that is the 5 that I put the line on. I just erased it because it's... So that would be half of 5. I want half of 7.
Oh, 3.5.
Dividing by 2, right? Hugely important skill to have. Okay, and like I said, lessons you never got when you were a little kid. All right, so 3.5. What's 3.5 squared?
7, or 12.25.
Okay, so that would complete the square. 12.25 would complete the square. And I can't do that with these blocks. Well, I can actually, but I don't have one handy. I could use my imagination though. 3 there. Really not a fan of the hollow ones, but that's what we got. So that's what we get. All right, so now I got to use my imagination that this is a half of 1 here, and this is a half of 1 here, and what would go here is 12.25. See that?
Yeah.
All right, and now what I'd have over here is that would be a 3.5 square. Now the reason why I'm showing you this stuff is because later on when you're completing the square, it's going to be there. Later on when you're graphing circles, or when you're graphing ellipses, or when you're doing all kind of stuff where you got to complete the square, and completing the square comes in handy when I want to find the vertex of a parabola, when I want to do all kinds of things, right? Put it into HK form. I need to complete the square.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're just doing part of that, right? We're taking our steps to get there. But now I can complete the square with any number, not just even ones.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so then over here, I can say, look, I know a half. So 1 times 2 is 2, right? And then 1.5 times 2 is 2.25. And then the next number up is 2, and that's a 4. And then the next number up is 2.5, and that's 6 point. And then the next number up is 3, and the square of that 9. And then 3.5, and then 4 is 16. And then 4.5 is 20. And then the next one is 5, and that's your cue right there. 5 times 5 is?
25.
There you go. See what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Guess who gets to start writing all this stuff down? Oh yeah, that'd be you. Okay, good enough for now. Crewton Ramone's houseofmath.com for more.